Good evening, everybody. As I say, my name is Vicky Lobera, or Yobera if you want to be pedantic. But yes, I have recently quit smoking. I'm very proud of myself. It is like the 20th time in as many weeks that I've quit, but we'll talk about that another time. Week one, I was a bit like the Hulk with PMT. It was hell. My little lad, God bless him, he'd come into my room in the morning and be like, "Good morning, mummy," and I just punched him in the face. You know what I mean? It was like, right, just get out of the way. I'm not in the mood. Happily for him and for you guys, that mood has subsided, and I'm now at the sort of arrogant, cocky, dickheadishness that most ex-smokers have. My friend offered me a cigarette the other day, and I sort of looked at her and was like, no, I actually care what goes in my body. To which she replied, "I've seen your exes, no you don't." And gotta be honest, she's right, I am a bit of a slag. But anyway, apart from the fact that quitting smoking for health reasons is a good plan, I also quit because it's just not cool anymore. You know what I mean? In my generation, we were able to buy the little decks of 10 candy sticks. You'd be stood outside, about 8 years old, looking really cool, trading them up with the older kids for dib dab powder and gobstoppers. You know what I mean? It was a different time. When I went to school, obviously it was a depressingly long time ago now, the careers advisor come round and she's asking everyone about the family and trying to figure out what's what. And she said to me, like, "Tell me what your parents do, tell me about your family." And I said, right, my dad's a Jehovah's Witness, my mum's a Mormon. And she went, right, let me stop you there. Best career for you would be stand-up comedy because you're going to need to do it. And friends of mine also have asked me, like, why at the age of 35, almost, not yet, have you decided to take up stand-up comedy? And my answer to them is simple, that it's cheaper than therapy, to be perfectly honest with you. I like the idea of being able to talk through my troubles with people who have actually paid to watch people rather than me pay to watch and talk to you. Most of my material, though, does come from my family, my life experiences, and my son. I'm 8 years postnatal now, and I'm still just blagging it. I tend to slag him off a lot in my sets, as you might have noticed. But in my defence, none of you have met him. He's a fucking dickhead, right? There have been times when I have contemplated adoption, especially doing the homeschooling. But it was told to me by the adoption centre that no one wants to adopt a 34-year-old manic depressive with abandonment issues. So I'm kind of stuck. Millennials, I am classed as an elder millennial. We're like millennials, but we were of a time when there were only two genders, four TV channels, and you had no filters when you sent a dick pic or a flap snap. And I believe that soaps and TV have sort of squiffed people's views of what the childbirth image would be like. Because I imagined you'd have the baby, it'd all be beautiful and peaceful and lovely. No. I had a water birth, right? Which can be peaceful, I'm sure, but what happened to me was my ex-partner decided he would jump in the pool because the midwife said, "Oh, let me check your cervix." And he said, "Don't worry about it." And I quote, "I've birthed cows before." It's like, thanks, mate. You know what I mean? But anyway, after a lot of mooing, my son arrived. And I was crawling out of the birthing pool, looking like the Bond girl that you'd ordered off Wish. And the midwife said to me, "Don't look back." And to this day, I wish I had listened to her, because I swear to God, it was like Fred West had a pool party in there. It was disgusting. Yes, it was disgusting. There was blood, there was shit. I think my fallopian tubes were bobbing around in there at one point. It was just horrible. But as I say, I am a single mum. The first Christmas I spent on my own with my son, I went to see my nan. And she pulled me to the side. She was like, "Look, I know you're having a really hard time, but I just want to say something to you. You've wasted your life. You'll never amount to anything and no one will ever want you. Merry Christmas." I'm like, fucking brutal, Nan. But she's dead now, so who's the real winner of this story? But anyway, on to the topic of filters and stuff. Oh, yeah!